The system isn't broken. It's producing exactly what it was designed to produce. And if that sounds extreme, just look at where all the money ended up. If you're seeing this play out in your own life, like, follow, and share. It's Labor Lines. Let's get into it. The last few episodes were about how we got here, how the rules changed, who changed them, who benefited from those changes, and how we've actually seen this exact pattern before in American history. But this episode is about right now, because this isn't history anymore. This is what people are living in today. Right now, the wealthiest people in this country are holding more wealth than at any point in modern American history, while working people are carrying more pressure than ever. And no, that's not just people complaining online. According to the Federal Reserve, the top 1% in America now holds more wealth than the entire middle class combined. Think about that for a second. 1%. And while that wealth exploded upward, most people's lives got tighter. Housing costs went up, healthcare costs went up, debt went up, groceries went up, insurance went up. But somehow, every time working people ask why things feel harder, we get the same recycled answer. Work harder, deadbeat. Yeah, with what time? That's the part that kills me. People are exhausted right now. They're not lazy, they're exhausted. And meanwhile, there is an entire industry built around helping wealthy people protect money most Americans will never even get close to having. Tax shelters, offshore accounts, capital gains advantages, trust, tax loss harvesting. I started digging into this stuff, and honestly, it sounds like rich people created a second economy just for themselves. And the crazy part? A lot of it's completely legal. According to reporting from ProPublica, some billionaires have legally avoided paying significant federal income taxes for years using loopholes and asset-based borrowing strategies unavailable to normal working people. Now compare that to somebody getting payroll taxes ripped out of every check before they even touch their money. And people wonder why trust in the system is collapsing. Because people can feel when something is tilted. And this didn't happen overnight. This was decades of policy decisions stacked on top of each other. Tax cuts at the top, deregulation in finance and banking, weak enforcement loopholes left open, corporate consolidation, stock buybacks exploding after restrictions were loosened. And every single time somebody says, maybe we should tighten this up a little, you hear the same thing. It'll hurt the economy. Funny how the economy is apparently very fragile whenever rich people might have to pay more in taxes. But working people are somehow supposed to survive anything. Gas spikes? Figure it out. Rent spikes? Figure it out. Healthcare crisis? Figure it out, deadbeat. That's the deal now. And here's where this gets uncomfortable. A huge amount of these economic changes accelerated under Republican administrations. That's just reality. Reagan-era deregulation, Bush-era tax cut, Trump tax cuts heavily favoring corporations and high earners. That's public record. And here's the part a lot of people don't want to admit. Both parties became dependent on big money. And once campaigns start running on donor money, lobbyist influence, and corporate financing, the incentive changes. Because now fixing the system too aggressively risks upsetting the people funding the campaigns. That's the trap. And while all of that's happening, the public stays divided and distracted. Religion, guns, immigration, identity politics, culture war after culture war after culture war. And look, some of those issues matter deeply to people. Of course they do. But they also keep working people emotionally locked onto each other instead of financially locked onto the system itself. That's the sleight of hand. Because if working people ever stop fighting long enough to compare notes, people in power would have a real problem on their hands. Now look around. People working full-time and still drowning. Young people giving up on home ownership. Families one emergency away from disaster. Entire generations buried in debt while corporations post record fucking profits. And they still want people to believe this is just random. Come on. At some point, when the same policies keep producing the same outcome for the same people, you have to admit it might not be an accident anymore. So here's the question. If the system keeps concentrating wealth upward, if the pressure keeps moving downward, and if both parties keep protecting the machine in different ways, then what exactly are working people supposed to believe in anymore? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you're seeing where you live. Follow if you're tired of pretending this is normal. This is Labor Lines with Alex. As always, my good friends, be safe, be productive, be well.